do a lot. We did do a lot of non-political shit yesterday. Hasan has been live for 20 minutes and Cheddar's been fucking hellish. Slop nonstop. Yeah, we got some crime reacts done. It was kind of funny. I'm a politics enjoyer and a fun hater. Yeah, we know, man. We know. Okay, you never stop. We know. But yeah, I'll watch this. I'll watch Unc and see what Unc had to say. Speaking of Unc, what is this?
Grandpa, repeat this. This is going. It's getting on camera.
Yeah. LeBron could not guard Larry Bird. And if LeBron got
That is crazy. No, that's sad to see, man. That's sad to see. That is sad to see. Dude, how did that how does that happen? How does Unc get to that level? I mean, that's just like pure, unrestricted, unfiltered white supremacy. Like, that is wild to me. He's right though. Listen, we cannot have racism manifest in this community in a way like that. That's crazy. Listen, I respect old heads, okay, across the board, unconditionally.
got 40 points, Larry Bird would have got 80.
With LeBron guarding?
LeBron couldn't guard Larry Bird.
Serious?
That's crazy. Not only is it racist, it's demonstrably wrong. I mean, yeah, but yeah, of course, because it's racist.
No.
You need to leave.
The people who say he's right watch 3 NBA games a year. Dude, I don't know how you can watch 3 consecutive NBA games or 3 random NBA games in 1 year and then still arrive at that conclusion. Okay? Like, you need to watch, I would say, like 5 possessions to immediately figure out that, like, the level of skill in the NBA now is entirely different than where it was when Larry Bird was dominating. Okay? You do not have to watch an entire NBA game to immediately figure out that, like, medical science, exercise science just is so improved. What are you talking about, dude? Bro, they would have, dude. Like, Wemby in and of itself, Giannis, Wemby, look at these guys, okay? Look at these guys and then imagine them existing. Like, people are going to say, like, oh, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? Or any number of, like, famous big men, right? No, I'm not going to say Jokic, because Jokic is, like, actually the type of player, like Wilt Chamberlain, right? But, like, Jokic is exactly the type of player who would have played in the same exact way, I think, in the past. He's the closest to, like, old school NBA in his play style. But what I'm trying to say is the, like, you have dudes who are like 7'14" who take threes and are wet. Like, that's insane, dude. That's crazy. So false, Lamau. No centers ever pass like he does. That's true. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair assessment, and you're right, and I'm sorry about that. But like, it's just not, like, that's just crazy. That's unimaginable, dude. Yeah, the game has improved dramatically across the board, every aspect of it. And it will continue to be better. It will continue to get better, which is ironic because, like, people watch it less because everyone's always talking about how, I don't know. I feel like the new NBA drama is that, like, everyone is doing 3 points and it's not. Everyone's shooting threes, and Steph Curry actually ruined the NBA because everyone wants to play like him and everyone wants to spam threes. So obviously, like, the games are no longer as entertaining because you don't get as many posters and no mid-range, like, no contested middies, all this stuff. You just, like, bring the ball up, look for open possession, boom, fire it off. Like, you spam threes. Yeah, I know, but you were incorrect about Jokic. How many sinners in the NBA back then get triple doubles a game like he can? He can dunk, shoot, pass, and make plays. Most sitters back then only just blocked and scored with him. Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying, I was just making a joke about, like, the way Jokic plays as, like, a tall white guy who is just, like, the slowest dude on the court. It was more so an aesthetic joke, a joke about his aesthetics. like his play style and the way he being a basketball coach and player. This tweet sums it up nicely. Basketball has unofficially become an upper middle class and rich person sport. It costs anywhere from 30 to 100 per hour to get a kid basketball training and play on the AAU teams. Can cost anywhere from 300 to 600. That's without travel, hotels, food, gas, new shoes, etc. Today, if a kid isn't getting trained year round, they almost have no chance of making an NBA, and the average American parent doesn't have the funds or time to invest into development. Historically, players that came from low income backgrounds is what made the NBA, because they play with a flair, passion, and hunger that typically comes from not having much. LeBron, Magic, Kareem, Wilt, Iverson, Isaiah Thomas, Shaq, KD, D Wade, D Rose. Well, I mean, was Shaq broke? I thought Shaq's dad was like a fucking. I thought he was an army brat. But yeah, this is all sports. This is why I say like meritocracy is kind of even in that regard, like meritocracy is kind of like fallen apart. A lot of those mentioned players were college players. No, they're talking about the training and the scouting process. This is pre-college. This person is exclusively talking about, and I know a little bit about this as well, because, you know, while I suck ass, like I, just like every other kid, you know, shot buckets in my backyard and shot and imagine myself being Kobe Bryant. You know, I'm assuming that everyone has had hoop dreams like that at a certain point if they ever played basketball. So overall, like the talent pool is, you know, it was deep, it was wide, it was diverse, because there was you know, you could scout out kids from all around the country and immediately pick them up and put them into good schools so they can train and become good college players and then inevitably get to the NBA. But nowadays, I feel like the NBA also is like turned into, you know, a league full of former players' children. A lot of the top players right now are the sons of former players themselves. I mean, even Steph Curry. But yeah, today's NBA is filled with mostly players that come from upper middle class, well-to-do families or foreigners. That's why it seems to be so uncompetitive and passionless, which is why the ratings are way down. Like, as far as I understand, like even what was it? Even like LaMelo Ball, right? He has the aesthetics of someone that comes from a very different background than the background that he actually comes from. Like, he comes from a fucking rich family, right? Or even what's his face? Yeah, LaMelo is a good player. He's fun to watch. I'm just saying, like, who is like a telegenic player who's charismatic? Ja Morant is another example of this. Ja Morant got into a lot of fucking trouble for, you know, having a gun and bringing it around. Okay, but like he also comes from like a middle class background. I guess like the only old school person that doesn't come from that background that is like a superstar in the NBA is like Anthony Davis, or not Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, sorry. And that's like there are still some Jimmy Butler, yeah. And there's probably a lot more there's